Welcome back to the Cheeky Crypto Podcast with your hosts, Mike, JB, and Chris. Many thanks for listening in, liking, and subscribing. If you haven't done so, do us a favor and smash that like and subscribe button and turn on all notifications. Really do appreciate it. If you haven't joined the Discord or Patreon, the link is in the description down below. Fantastic community. Talking crypto 24/7. I guarantee you won't be disappointed, and most importantly, it's absolutely free to join. Now let's get into some crypto talk. Chris, how you doing today, brother?
Yeah, I'm good. Busy day, busy day. That's what I'm going to say. Just say busy.
Is it never not busy on your end? We will get into what you're busy with today, but first, JB, how you doing, brother?
What's going on, guys? All good here. Nice eventful week, great weekend. We've seen a little bit of movement in the market, which was quite fun. Leading into the start of this week, we've seen a little bit more movement again. We had some fun on the Twitch stream this morning. Mike and I hijacked the stream with Chris and Nick. And then I'm trying to keep up with Chris with his impulse buys. And I bought a nice new headset for on here. So all around, all good, guys.
I'm probably gonna order mine tonight.
It's always an issue, you know, when you start getting around Nick and Chris. There's so many impulse buys that happen, whether it be crypto, whether it be NFTs, whether it be, you know, cool things like
the
cameras.
Thing is, it's so true. It's so true.
It's ridiculous. I can't stand it. You know, my bank account, but you know, hey, it is what it is. But speaking of NFTs, Chris, give us a shout on what's going on today with 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗔𝗀𝗧 and 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗠𝗠𝗘𝗧𝗏.
Yeah, so by the time this goes out, obviously it would have happened. But yeah, later today we will have the 𝗕𝗖𝗢𝗠𝗠𝗘𝗥𝗦 mint, which is a joint NFT partnership mint. Yeah, look, super excited about it. You get loads of utility in the respect of like access to private sales and so forth. So yeah, it's just exciting. And obviously it's not just an NFT, right? Like it's an in-game asset. So when 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗠𝗠𝗘𝗥𝗦 goes live with their race side of things with their game, you'll be wearing that race suit in game. Pretty cool.
You think I could wear the race suit in real life?
Yeah, like why not?
Do they make it for bigger guys? Because you know the three of us are not exactly skinny minis.
This is it. I think somebody was taking the mick the other day, and I was just like, well, you know, you're probably gonna have to add an extra X to that for me. Like
I think it'd be quite cool riding about in a motorbike for the cheeky
Yeah,
race
it'd be
on.
cool.
That'd be quite cool. I'd like
Look,
that.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that the manufacturer could you know do that, and we could probably get them on the blockchain. But that's like a later kind of thing where we do the physical and the digital together.
Hey man.
Definitely
Anyways,
good.
looking forward to you guys. Hopefully you get a good sellout, and you know, hopefully everything goes well with it, and smooth. And well, it's going to go down less than an hour right now. We're doing the podcast right now, but yeah, hopefully everything goes well.
Yeah, hopefully.
Not just that though. We've got Board 8 Golf Club. Sorry, that's dropping today. We're getting our mystery boxes. I'm looking forward to that.
I already have mine in my wallet.
I've not
Happy
looked
days.
yet, so yeah.
I had to look. I looked, and it's just sitting there. But yeah. So now we got to wait till mid-January
Yes.
for it to be the big reveal. Look, I have a feeling that I am going to get the one with the green jacket, even though they're probably already like somehow figured out a way for other people to get them. I'm just hopeful. Maybe I'll get one. You never know. Never know.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. But what are we going
Someone
to
has
talk?
to get one.
What's that? Sorry.
Somebody has to get one. So why can't it be one of us?
Yeah, definitely. Completely agree with that. But what are we going to talk about today, Mike?
Well, I think we're going to talk a little bit about everything, right? I think we're going to talk about some projects that I'll talk about projects that I just bought recently, some of our prices. I think we're going to talk a lot about Cardano pricing because that's one that has seen a new, Chris, what's the word?
New what?
Lower low. Come on,
Lower
man.
low.
New lower low in this recent times, right? Now, obviously, it's not like down there at 𝗕𝗏 lower lows. That's now lower than it was initially offered at. But yeah, and then we're going to get into some news about Vitalik Buterin, talk about Bitcoin a little bit, talk about, you know, a couple things. It's not going to be super long podcast, but yeah. But
sounds good.
Yeah. So let's start with coin market cap. We just got back over 800 billion total market cap last night. I think it got down to as low as like 770 some billion, which is the lowest I've seen. Bitcoin is moving up today, closing in on 17K at the time of recording. Ethereum's back over $1,200. BNB back over $250. XRP back over 34 cents. Cardano struggling to get over 26 cents. What's fascinating about that Cardano price is I didn't think we were going to lose 30 cents. And now we lost 25 cents yesterday, which for me is an absolute steal. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I mean, what do we think about our prices right now? Obviously, we all, I think, are in agreement that there are much, much, much lower prices to come, probably in the new year. But are we buying Cardano where it's at right now? JB, we'll start with you, bro.
Yeah, I've already bought some. We spoke about this before. My first buy order hit at 28.5. So, you know, some of my bag got filled there. I've then had another order at 24, which obviously has not hit. I don't think it's going to hit anytime soon. However, I've looking at it just now, and we are due for another little pullback again, which I can see us dropping back down to hopefully 24.50. So I think I'm going to be putting in another buy order there before we have this nice reversal, the what would you like to call it, the relief bounce, before we head back down again. But yeah, I've bought some. I will be buying more, and I'm looking forward to the relief bounce so I can get out and make some gains.
Yeah, Chris, where did you and Nick initially buy ADA
at? Nick says 8 cents, but I think it was cheaper. But I think that was like when we were buying on YouTube, you know, it was about 8 cents.
Yeah. Are you guys gonna add?
Verify it? Sorry.
Are you gonna? I'm sorry to cut you off. Are you guys gonna add?
Well, I mean, potentially, yeah. But I already have an awful lot of ADA, so it is one of those. Like, I want to try to like get my portfolio more rounded percentage wise, rather than having like 48% or 46% ADA. I kind of want to have a more rounded portfolio. I'm not one of these guys that is very much like focus on one project. But what I did is on the way down, I did sell all of my ADA. And yeah, it was interesting looking at the comments, because everybody was telling me I was going to regret that, but I increased my holdings by 30%, because obviously I bought in cheaper. So yeah, look, I wanted to demonstrate that you can make good, you know, swing trades in this market, up or down. So yeah, I've done a couple of those, but yeah, I now need to sort out my percentages because they're all out of kilt.
Yeah, so I picked up my entire bag of ADA, just because once I said it was under 30 cents, I was going to buy starting at 28.50 and just start DCAing all the way down. So I DCA'd all the way down to just under 26 cents, picked up and it's a big bag for myself. It's a really big bag, but there's a chance I might just swing it. Nick put out a great Cardano price video this morning on YouTube that shows potential for it to go back down even lower. We're talking like maybe under 22 cents, maybe under 20 cents, close to 17 cents. So 17 cents. People always yell at me about that. I always say cent instead of cents with an S. But I think, look, anything under 25 cents for Cardano is just a steal in my opinion. I mean, it's so undervalued with all the things that are being built on the project itself. It's funny. I jumped into the Twitch stream, talked about poker. I just went and played poker. I went on a bender, right, for 3 days straight. The kids had COVID, everybody has COVID. And at the poker tables, obviously we talk about crypto. I shilled our podcast quite a bit, actually. Just to let you know. But it's funny, every time I brought up Cardano being my biggest bag, the people that I would talk to are like, oh, why would you want anything to do with Charles Hoskinson? And I'm like, have you actually done any research on Charles Hoskinson and maybe any other projects? No, man, Twitter hates that guy. I'm like, there, and there's your sign. And that's why. So it's interesting. You know, people either love Cardano or they don't love Cardano. It's very tribalistic, very tribalistic. But yeah,
I find that hard to follow though. I mean, like, we know the fundamentals of the project, what they're trying to achieve and where they're going with the project. My issue is why people don't see it the same way. And I know it may be like rose-tinted glasses, folk are going to say that, I know, but I don't think there's a more stable project out there right now that has such a big future ahead of it. I mean, I may be wrong, correct me if I'm wrong, but I just think it's just one of the most fascinating projects that are out there. I've got so much potential, so much things that can happen, and still folk talk shit about it. I just find it hard to believe.
Chris, why did you guys, what stood out to you in the beginning that said, hey, Cardano's going to be our biggest bag? Like, what was in the beginning that, I don't know, made you guys go as big as you did into it?
Just purely the fact that it's peer reviewed. It seems slow to I guess push forward, and I kind of feel that the importance of that is huge. It really is, because it's not being rushed to market like Solana and various other projects, right? So yeah, it's one of those. Like, for me, it kind of feels like it's done more professionally, and I just, yeah, looking at the technology and the prominent people in the space that I spoke to talking about it so positively really did kind of make me feel like Cardano is one that's going to be, a blue chip for long-term gains, and I do really believe that. And the stuff that they're trying to do in the real world that I think is going to change many people's lives for the better, again, is another, I guess, reason why I felt quite passionate about Cardano against some of the other, choices that we could have made.
There's been talks that Cardano is one that could potentially down the road flip ETH. And ETH is in the news again. And Chris, I know you had dropped an article earlier on us. Do you want to kind of talk about what Vitalik's been talking about here lately?
Well, yeah, he's been talking about a few different like opportunities, like one being if, I guess if somebody I guess he's referring to Ethereum, but it could be any kind of like layer 1 or layer 0. If they're able to build a stable coin that can, I guess, actually survive up against the dollar hyperinflation and all this other stuff that's happening, the volatility in the market, then that's a really huge opportunity. And maybe that's Coty when you kind of consider Cardano and everything that they're looking to do. And the other thing is like social media and trying to have a decentralized social media. I think if you can kind of do something like that I agree with him. It's something that would be really positive.
What would be the benefit to having a decentralized social media?
Well, you've seen all the issues that have been sort of made public with
Twitter files,
right? Like, lots of very powerful people own the media outlets, right? And if you control the media, you control the narrative. If you control the narrative, then your life like is golden, right? Because you can pretty much do anything if you can control the masses and how they're thinking, and get them to think in a certain way. You can be ahead of them.
When it comes to stable coins, what's the difference in Cody's JED coin and say USDC? What's the difference?
It's an algorithmic stable coin. So, and
JED is.
Yeah. So I encourage people to understand the differences between all of these different stable coins, because like an algorithmic stable coin is backed by code, whereas USDT, I'm going to say allegedly, is backed by one-to-one with the dollar, for example, right? It isn't, or it probably is now, but like, they had various different things that it was backed against. Now, you can't even rely on just going to the websites for some of these stable coins, right? Because they're backed one-to-one, with the dollar. And it isn't until you go into their white paper you find out that they've added an additional word in, which is that they're backed loosely one-to-one to the dollar, or and that's very, very different. That one word changes that whole meaning. So I encourage people to go away and understand the different types of stable coins, and what stable coins can be potentially backed against, and so forth, because it's really important to understand what you hold, because then you have more of an understanding of what potential risks there are. So yeah, look, for me, that's really important. But yeah, stable coins, I think they're important, but maybe they're going to become less important, with CBDCs, which aren't crypto, but they are working on blockchain rails, if that makes sense.
Yeah, going in depth. I mean, I don't know a lot about anything that you just said. I know enough to have a brief conversation, but the difference between a CBDC, a coin like USDT, and then a coin like JED. What's the benefits to, say, the country that it exists in? I mean, it could be a very long, in-depth conversation. In fact, Chris, I think you should do a video on it and put it on YouTube.
Yeah, maybe I will.
It's it's one thing that you would need to know as an investor. And shit, I can't believe I don't know all that much about it. And I just throw money at it, right? Like I just throw money at USDT, like, oh, it's fine. No big deal.
Yeah. For me, like, I would rather keep my money, if I had to be in a stable coin, right? Like, I'd be in BUSD, just because it's regulated out of New York. Everybody has this perception that it's Binance that owns it and runs it, but it isn't.
Paxos.
Yeah, exactly. So, and they're probably the most regulated in the space when it comes to stable coins. So for me, like, knowing where it's regulated, and the fact that it's done through Paxos, not Binance, that fills me with a lot more sort of encouragement that it'd be okay. And that's kind of been the line that I've been towing through this whole ordeal with FTX and BlockFi and Genesis and Gemini, and it just goes on and on.
Has there been any? Go ahead.
What's
JB,
your view on it? What's your view on USDA when Cardano bring their stablecoin to the table? How do you feel that's going to work?
Well, I mean, I think it really depends. Like, there's this argument that it's just another stable coin, right? I'd need to look into it far more deeply than just talking about it openly before doing so, because I haven't really spent that much time actually sort of looking over that one. But it depends on what is, how it's backed, what type of stable coin it is, and what its role is. I mean, normally when you have these stable coins, it's sort of an enabler for DeFi on the ecosystem, right? So we're seeing it with VeChain, with VUSD. There's various different stable coins, but you need to fully understand what they are, how they're backed, and so forth. But yeah, look, I'll probably do some sort of like write up on some of the newer stable coins, like the ones on Cardano, because I haven't done anything really looking. I've just looked at like the main ones so far, if that makes sense.
So not only are we going to have project reviews, we're going to have stablecoin reviews. You're just giving yourself more and more work here, mate. Well,
there probably is getting on for like 100 stable coins now, probably.
Stable coins are just their
class.
Yeah, well, essentially, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, VeChain created their own asset class with NFT technology, which is remarkable. We won't get into that though. It's another level of conversation.
Yeah, it probably hurt my brain. But hey, on my speaking of VeChain, I loaded up a little bag of VeChain too, because I was willing to buy VeChain at 18 cents, and now it's at 1.5 cents. What was? So yeah, I mean, triple my position basically, maybe even more than that. But yeah, pretty excited about that. That's going to go a little bit lower too. But yeah, I'm excited about VeChain. You guys spoke about VeChain a little bit this morning on Twitch, but let's get into, let's see. There was something I saw.
Before we get into that, what do you two think are like the biggest opportunities in crypto? Vitalik's talking about stable coins, and he's talking about like social media and stuff like that. But like, we look at sectors within crypto. What do you think are going to be the two most dominant outside of layer ones and layer twos?
Security has to be. Everything we've seen happen, everything that's still going on, we're still talking about it. Anything security for me has to do well. And if it doesn't get adopted, then it's purely a fool's game. I don't understand. We've spoken about it so many times that I don't understand why security projects aren't being adopted more. We spoke about it in the stream this morning on Twitch, that these processes are there to secure the projects, to secure our assets, everything else that's going on, and they just don't want to do it. Why they don't want to do it, we can't really answer that question, because the solution is there. So for me, I feel security projects are just destined to do well. And then also we do have the gaming, so the metaverse sector. I think anything gaming, not anything gaming, that's probably the wrong thing to say, but a lot of gaming projects, they're now bound to do well. I think we're now getting to the next step of gaming, where we're going to see play to earn become a very big part of the space. Hell, how much time do we spend playing games? Why not earn some money? Why not earn some crypto whilst playing it? I think these two, they two stand out to me the most for the next iteration of good project sectors.
Yeah, and that's why DeFi Kingdoms on Harmony was so good, because it's such a great play to earn with the Jewel token, right? Like it was, I mean, people were making bank during that bull run just playing that game and picking up Jewel and selling it and doing all that. But yeah, I hate to agree and not give two different types of things, but I'm going to agree with the security just because of all the issues that happened in 2022, just with projects being down and hacks and things like that. I think that eventually things are going to get utilized more and more, and hopefully some of the regulations are going to require a security sort of implementation into projects in order for them to gain access to regulation, whatever the case may be. I think that would be something that would be huge for projects like QuantStamp, Polyswarm, Lossless, things that we've talked about before. The other side of it that I think could potentially be a massive side, and it's obviously projects that we're involved with, is AI. I think Singularity has nailed it. I think, anywhere you look, whether it be TikTok, Instagram, the news, everyone's discussing AI. Elon talks about AI. AI is coming. It's here. It's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And I think getting involved in, Chris, I don't know the other projects that are involved with AI, but I continuously hear about it. Big channels are starting to talk about it a lot more and more. So I think that any projects involved with that, AGIX being one of them, I think they have massive potential in the next bull cycle for sure. Chris, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, no, I agree with all of that. I kind of feel like AI obviously is, it's one of those that has seems to have opened people's minds recently with I think it's like a chat AI bot type thing that's recently come out. But yeah, look, for me, AI is got to be up there, and yeah, I think cybersecurity as well, gaming. I would add storage to it as well. I think storage projects are likely to do well also. The reason why I think that is, if gaming's going to do well, then I just honestly believe that storage is going to be required. And
so with the three of these maybe align, gaming, storage, and securities, because the gaming needs securities, the gaming needs storage needs security. So, you could see mass integration of all these different sectors here.
And AI runs all of it.
And AI runs all of it.
but there, I think there is a place for AI in the metaverse. And, I'm not going to get into conversations that I've had with different people, but, you can have AI
such a tease.
Avatars, AI avatars that will learn from people in the game and interact with people in the game, whilst gathering all that information of like the typical questions that they get asked, and all this sort of stuff. And you think that would populate a metaverse, but not only populate it, it would make it better over time, because you would have more guidance as to know how to improve it for user experience. I think like AI has got a huge place in the gaming sector as well. I really do believe that.
Yeah, what's the other? Oh, Fetch AI, is that the other one?
Yeah, Fetch
that just
AI,
had a really good. It was on another channel and had a huge pump along with Singularity. With Singularity, AGIX has done very well. It has not dropped. We do expect it to go lower, but pricing, it's getting good. Look, and the reason I keep talking about pricing is because, look, we're all here as investors, want to get as much bang for our dollar as possible. So yeah, these are some of the sectors that we feel like could be huge. I mean, they did decently well in the last bull cycle, but I think that everything that's transpired over the last year and a half, 2 years, the projects that, or the sectors that we just discussed, is going to be needed. Yeah, pretty excited about that. Let's talk a couple of news articles. BlockFi asks the U.S. court for green light on withdrawals. Do you think that it's going to get honored? What do you think? Anybody?
Say that again, sorry.
Excuse me. Bankrupt crypto lender BlockFi has asked a U.S. court to green light customer withdrawals that are locked up on the platform. Court filings show crypto held in BlockFi wallets belongs to customers, and the company has, quote unquote, no legal or equitable interest in funds that were frozen when the platform halted operations on November 10th. So a motion has been filed on Monday with the U.S. Bankruptcy Court for the District of New Jersey.
I think it'll get put through. I think it will get put through.
Sorry, let me
the processes are there in place. They have the accounts there in place showing that there's no right for them to hold the money. Then I don't see why it can't go through. There's the proofs there that is the assets belong to somebody out with the proceeding that's going on. So yeah, I don't see why it can't go ahead.
It's interesting. This article, it's on CoinDesk. It continues to go on. It says collapsed crypto exchange FTX will attempt to recoup voluntary payments made to third parties prior to its collapse, pursuing them in court if necessary. These payments may include founder and former CEO Sam Bankman-Fried's political donations in recent years. So that's an interesting topic because Congress has talked about this and the Senate's talked about it in these hearings, that some of those people that are sitting there having the conversation and doing the hearings, they didn't even know that they had received donations from SBF. So apparently I'm just reading top stories. I thought it was an entire article on BlockFi, and apparently it just says top stories. So I apologize for switching from BlockFi to FTX, but it is what it is. So
I love that.
So yeah, yet another shirt and tie didn't know they received money from SBF. We've heard this a few times.
There was 3 or 4 that were there that were like, no, I had no idea.
Yeah,
no idea.
I smell shit.
Yeah, bull.
Basically, bullshit. Yeah, completely. SBF still fighting extradition. Apparently, doesn't want to leave.
I don't know if he is though. I think he's trying to leave.
Yeah.
They're holding him, right? So there's a reason why they're holding him, is because all of this corruption is just gonna be aired, right? Like, I just can't see him making it to wherever he needs to be in order for that dirty laundry to be aired.
Oh, you don't think he's actually gonna physically make it there?
I don't think he's going to physically make it in front of the relevant people.
I think the best thing for everybody, apart from SBF, is he stays where he is. If he stays where he is, we find out everything. If he goes to America, if he makes it to America, he makes it to prison there, whatever, we don't find out what we need to know. If he stays in the Bahamas, in a Bahamian prison, we find out everything. That's my take on it. I think that's the best process to happen.
What the hell is this? And now I'm reading this shit. Listen to this. FTX's Bankman-Fried gave ex-Jane Street traders who formed Modulo Capital $400 million. Founded in early 2022, Modulo operated out of the same luxury Bahamian condominium community where SBF and other FTX employees live. This is about to be the biggest Netflix documentary ever, and it is going to be about a 12-part series. It could be insane.
I think you're right, but I reckon it could just be a movie.
I'd rather have it in documentary form.
Yeah, but I think it would make an epic movie as well.
Kind of like the Big Short.
Later.
Kind of like the Big Short after the collapse, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys have seen that movie.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen the Big Short, regarding the 2008 housing crisis, you guys should 100% go watch that movie. It is a really, really, really good movie. Man, just every day something new pops up. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, but we're probably going to have to look to wrap up the stream because we're literally like 15 minutes away from me going live on another show. So,
Oh, really? I didn't realize we were talking that much. Oops.
Yeah, look,
We've got the
covered
mint.
quite a
Let's
lot.
get this happen. Let's get these race suits.
All right,
Yeah,
all
like,
right.
It's
I
gonna
love
be-
talking on the podcast. Come on, man.
Before we go, which color of race suit do you want?
Me?
I want the black one with the orange, but I don't think I'm going to get it because I think that's the mythic.
I like the red one.
2.5% mythic.
I like the red one, the one that's been shown on all the videos and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I think that one's sweet. I think it was pretty
I
cool.
like the green. The green looks nice. I know it's probably the least favorite of everybody, but I like the green. Plus, I think this green one would suit Call of Duty.
Oh, it definitely would. It definitely would. And Mike.
Yes. You officially changed my name back to Mike, not Gnome.
I officially renamed you.
Is it because my face is not red today?
You're not red today. You're not gnome like you're not gnome like. I need to order your gnome, but I am. I'm gonna order that gnome for you. I am waiting for it to come back in stock. So
that's quite a Christmas list. You've got a gold grill for Nick and a gnome for Mike.
And a gnome for Mike. Yeah. Exactly.
All right. So the next one that we're gonna try to do a Christmas special, bigger podcast. That's the goal. We'll reach out to a couple influencers, see if they want to jump on, do kind of a big recap, or maybe that's what we do. Maybe we do a huge recap of the year,
the whole
JB,
year.
But right before the new year, we do one that's big because I don't know if we'll be able to get everybody together by Thursday. But hey, if we do, cool. Yeah. Anyways, Chris, good luck on the NFT sale. Hopefully it goes very well for you guys. Looking forward to it. And really quick final thoughts, JB.
But for me, look, just stay safe. We expect a bit of a push up and then another pullback, right? Maybe that final leg, maybe not. We'll see.
JB.
Risk management, guys. Same as always. Practice what we preach here. Risk management. Trade safe in the space. And if you guys want to jump on Call of Duty with us, just message us in Discord because we're abusing Call of Duty right now. This team's undefeated right now, so come and jump in. And we'll catch you in the next one, guys.
My back is very heavy. That's how we continue. My back hurts from carrying the load. But anyways, hey, look, if you're watching this on YouTube, please hit that subscribe button. We really do appreciate it. And catch you guys on the next one. Take care.
Take care.